Hello everyone, welcome back. So good to be recording for a little brief catch up tonight. I always keep you guys in the loop when I'm in the middle of taking next steps forward and, looking into the next chapter, especially when it comes to birth work and midwifery and all of that good stuff. So I feel like it's time to come back on and share some updates with you guys and just let you into what this last almost year has looked like. I haven't really filmed or recorded anything since around, I would say, spring of last year, and a lot has been going on. It's been a very busy 2025 so far, and I'm feeling very full, very excited, very encouraged, and very deep in my faith. And I just want to share where I'm at with you. And, I hope you all are doing well and taking care of yourselves as we enter spring, summer season, at least over here in the Northern Hemisphere. And I just hope that you're doing well and taking care of what you need to for your next steps forward, whether you're on this path or thinking about it. And I hope to give some words of encouragement because, like I always say, and like we always hear our elder midwives say, midwifery is always here for us, and it's not a linear, straightforward path. So we need to allow ourselves to go slowly, allow God to lead us, and just stay open to what is presented and what opportunities arise and where we feel led. And so this hopefully is just a reminder to continue to stay open about the journey and release some expectation around the outcomes. As you guys know, I was in a program called Sophia's Circle, School of Traditional Midwifery, for the last 2 years, and it just ended in the winter. We have our graduation next month, and it feels pretty surreal to have closed and completed a program that was such a profound learning in my life. This has been the most learning I think I have ever done since I was maybe 18 years old. These last few years have been the deepest learning in my personal life, in midwifery, figuring out next steps forward, learning more about who I am, my hang-ups, the things that trigger me, and working on those to become a less, triggered person, and really being aware spiritually about the work that I need to do. And of course, that first and foremost relationship in my life with God. And this has really been a pivotal time where I really just don't even recognize who I was before this program started. And I give so much of this to my mentor, to this program, because this is, the work that cracked me open and really helped me take a hard look at myself. And we really focused on this foundation, this building, and what normal physiologic birth is. And I will do a whole episode more on this program, especially if there's going to be another cohort that starts, because I want to share about it. I want to share about what we got into, my challenges, my better times, the moments that were aha moments. I want to share all of that with you guys and share how incredible it was, because I am truly in awe of how it all came together, how it all flowed, and how it filled so many of our hearts as women in this work. And so I really want to put a whole episode specifically towards that. And so I will in the future because it deserves that. And I talk about it so much and so highly that I really think it deserves its own episode and its own little shining moment because it's that special and that important for me to just go on it and talk about it. And I think reflecting on it is also really cool to do and just makes it all sink in a little bit more as well. So that will be a separate episode, but graduation is next month, and I feel really honored to get to reconnect with the women that I've graduated with now that it's been a couple of months. We saw each other every single weekend for 2 years, or every month, for 2 years, one weekend every month, and got to love on each other and learn together and really go through life together for the last 2 years. So having a lot of time apart is really weird. And it's really going to be nice to get all back together again. So I'm really looking forward to that. And in the meantime, I attended a really beautiful birth. And I should say placenta birth because I got there after the baby was born, which is exactly what this family wanted. They wanted to be alone when the baby was born and then have some postpartum support right after baby was born. And so it worked out so perfectly. And just to be in the birth space with this family was the most special thing because it happened on my birthday. And it was just gorgeous to get to be in the birth world on my birthday. Like, it's not that I didn't expect this to happen. When I was asked to and invited to come to this birth back in the fall, and I found out that her due date was around my birthday, I was like, wow, the greatest gift of all would for baby to be born on my birthday. And I just kept having that feeling over and over. And there it was. Baby came on my birthday, and it was so special. It filled my heart so much. And when I left, I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Whether or not it starts at this moment, or if it's going to take a few years for me to get to a place where I can attend births more regularly, this is it. Like, it's just, this is what I want to do. And it's not like it's like, oh, this is what I want to do in this amount of capacity, right? Like, it's not even like I have that vision. It's just like, this feels like home, like being in this space, being with women as they birth their babies and come out on the other side is exactly where I feel like I'm meant to be. And it's interesting because I still can't see the full shape of this, but I know that when I'm in it, my heart's fully in it, and I'm there, present, ready, waiting. The world outside of me stops, and I'm just there in that Kairos time where all of the other stuff around us, just dissipates, and it's just in that moment with that mom, with that dad, and awaiting the arrival of their baby, and in this case, placenta. And it was beautiful. And I felt really grateful. I felt very inspired. And of course, me being me, I began to look into midwifery schools again. Excuse me. And so I'm looking slowly but surely into different programs that align with my views, that can help broaden my horizons, opening to travel, opening to these different ideas, figuring out what could really work and what the timelines of some of these schools are. Because if you do have any experience with looking into direct entry programs, you'll know that usually the cohorts are pretty small. There's not typically an open enrollment all year round. A lot of these schools are going for a couple of years at a time and then taking a new group of women in. And so I'm just learning when some of these programs start, what it looks like, what the prerequisites are, what I can work on in the meantime. And just starting to kind of look at what that looks like, because the program that I was just a part of was a spiritual foundation program where we learned about normal physiologic birth. We learned about how to handle things traditionally for abnormal scenarios. And it was really just the foundation of what it takes as far as the heart and the art of midwifery, especially through a traditional lens. And so it's really where I'm beginning, and really where I needed to start in order to find myself, looking at this with a clear view of what birth is, without the medicalization, without the fear-mongering, without the typical hue that our modern-day society puts on birth. And so it was beautiful to really step into this program so new and have this experience of what is normal and really learn about it for 2 years. And as we moved into the abnormal things, we could clearly see just in our conversations, in our learning, what things start to look like when they do become abnormal. And so that's really what we focused on for 2 years. And the thread in it all was the inner work, and was this deepening in our spiritual foundation. So now I'm ready to find that program that aligns with me now. And I have been on the fence, if you have been following me, about licensure since I became a doula. That's been something that I'm like, I don't know. Do I do it? Do I not? What is the best thing? And I've tried to stay open. I try not to say, oh, I'll never do this. But I have said those things in the past. And now, as I'm kind of, still in this baby midwife position where I am looking at these programs and I am looking at what they can offer and where I could go, I'm feeling so open to sitting for the exam at the end of it all and getting licensed and allowing myself to enter the birth world in a new way, in an unexpected way. And I think that this could be really great for my learning, for working with other certified professional midwives, for preceptorship. Sometimes we just need to take the steps that we need to take in order to do the work that we want to do. And I'm realizing that I had a very rigid view about all of this a few years ago. And now I'm opening up and I'm like, if this is part of my path to learning, then maybe it is going to be good for however many years. And maybe this is the way that I'm going to build relationships and get preceptorships and be able to work in this field as a young midwife. And so it's been on my heart, it's been on my mind. I do want to pray on it some more. I do want to continue to sit with it, but it's actually making me feel excited. And I do think that it's making me feel excited because the preceptorship relationship is so important. And where I live and in the surrounding areas, typically preceptorships are most common with other certified professional midwives. And so it's really helpful to be on that trajectory, on that path to becoming a certified professional midwife in order to establish these relationships. And so logically, my mind is just thinking about it in these ways where I'm opening up and I'm looking to see what's possible, what I can make of this opportunity of learning in this new, outlook that I'm having. Is what's the opportunity here? if I do decide to go through a program and sit for my exam after, and what are the pros to this? And there are so many pros, especially getting to do this work maybe a little bit earlier, having the ability to work in a birth center, having the ability to gain experience in different ways that may not be available to me if I didn't sit for the exam and get licensed. So it's all these very real thoughts, and I would love to hear where you're at in your journey. If you are a baby midwife, if you are on this path to figuring out what type of midwife you want to be. Because at the end of the day, that's really what it is. It's what label do I want to have, and how does this affect how I serve the community that I live in. And so for me, being in New Jersey, the option is licensure. If I were to move to another state, say Pennsylvania, where licensure is not mandatory, that would be something different. But for right now, my family is in New Jersey. If I want to begin this path right now, or in the next couple of years, it's realistic that getting licensed would be the first best option. And so I'm just I'm letting God guide me. I'm looking into programs, and it's feeling really good. When I do pick my program, I will absolutely share it with you guys. Right now, I'm in a place where I'm still gathering information, figuring out as far as scheduling and when the program would actually start, what would be best for me. And of course, the program needs to allow me in. This is typically an application process like any other kind of school. So just in the middle of all of that right now, and it's feeling really fun and motivating to learn in this way. Learn about what the opportunities are in my area and even, around me that I could potentially travel out to. Super grateful to have the support that I have. The kid's father is awesome. Jared has been very supportive of my path, especially as we have decided to be apart over the last almost 3 years. He's very willing to make things work and support my dreams in whichever way that needs to look. So I'm very grateful for that. And I have a lot of loving people around me that are rooting for me, and it feels a lot of fun and like really only a positive step if I were to decide to start schooling over the next 6 months to a year. So that feels really good. And the next exciting thing is that I will be attending the Breech Without Borders workshop that's coming up over the next few weeks. I'm moving through the course right now before I can actually attend the workshop, and it is a lot of amazing information. My mind is just continuously blown. There's 15 hours plus of content to take in before actually attending the workshop, especially if you want to use the simulations of actually trying the breech maneuvers. So it's very in-depth. It's gorgeous content. It's very thorough. Rixa is a very talented speaker. The way that she shares information is so easily digestible. This program is just very to the point, but so chock full of really good information. So it's very just very easy to take in, although it's a lot. And it's definitely taking time. I think I've been doing the course for about a month now. I do about a half hour every couple of days. And I'm slowly integrating it, and it does feel good to have this amount of time to really take it in before the workshop. So it's Breech and Twins, and it's a master class, and it's a 2-day workshop. So the first day, I believe we are learning about Breech and Twins, and then the next day is when we actually do the simulations and work with the breech maneuvers. So I'm super excited for that. And the other workshop that I'm currently going to be starting to then attend the in-person for my neonatal resuscitation is Karen Strange's NRP workshop. And I have yet to begin that course because I want to finish this one first. But that's also coming up in the next few weeks, and I am stoked. I know that this is a really beautifully created course. There's nothing quite like it for neonatal resuscitation. So if you do need an NRP card, I already highly suggest going with Karen Strange and getting your card through this program, because I know that there is nothing like it, and I'm going to be sharing more on both of them after my experiences, just to share in case you're interested in learning more. Those are the couple of workshops that I'm currently working on, excited about, and just happy to be taking these little steps to continue my education. And especially after having a couple of months out of the program, I'm definitely hungry and ready for some more learning. So I'm excited for this. And hopefully we'll be able to finish up this Breech course quite soon. I'll probably pick it up again after I stop recording. And last but not least, something I'm very excited about that I spoke about briefly on the last upload that I put up is I've began an entrepreneurial endeavor that has been in the works since 2019, and I put it down for a little while because that's just how life gets, and I felt stuck with it for some time. But now I am in the process of having a baby teether mass produced, and it's called the T-Top Teether. It is safety certified for the United States. We'll be working on our European safety testing over the next few weeks as well. And it will be up live and available for order come June of 2025. So right now I'm just in the process of mass production, and it's been such a fun experience. It's definitely a learning curve, learning to put together this website and how to put an order through. And I have a label maker that just came in, and I'm just really, really excited. And part of our goal with the T-Top Baby Shop, which is the name of the company, is that we will be making contributions to maternal health, midwifery programs, just helping support our local midwives and community. And then those programs that are really, doing it for the betterment of the community, our nonprofit organizations, and really anyone that's supporting mothers, families, and babies. And so that is part of our mission, is to support our communities and be able to give back to the people who are looking out for all of the mamas and babies. And so it's really near and dear to my heart. It took me a long time to see the full vision, and it's still kind of coming to me, but all I know is that we're moving forward. So it's been a really slow process, but also has really helped with the unfolding of everything, and it's just been so exciting, and I'm getting really ready to just begin this process of getting it out there. So if you do want to follow along, I'll leave the shop Instagram down below, as well as with the website. Feel free to pop over there, give it a follow. I'll follow you back. I'm so excited to have it up. So let me know what you think about it once you see the design. It's a hand-shaped baby teether, and it's made of 100% food-grade silicone, BPA-free, non-toxic, and so it's made with clean ingredients and very easy to sanitize. You can boil it on the stove, you can pop it in the fridge to cool it, and you can also put it in the dishwasher. So it's very convenient as far as storage and cleaning. And I'm also looking into getting some storage cotton muslin bags for them. And so that will be the next edition, along with the teether on the website, hopefully very soon. because it's always convenient to be able to put your teether in a safe bag, especially for travel and things like that, if you're on vacation or just even in the car or heading out to the park with your baby. So that's kind of the next little bit of the teether. And so I am super grateful for that to be coming to its own shape as well, and just being really patient during this time, which has been a little difficult, but also everything feels like it's perfectly happening and unfolding at the right pace. So I'm very grateful for God's guidance, my relationship with Him, and just, continuing to deepen into this surrender, this letting go of this season of my life, because I'm feeling like the patience that I've had over the last year, kind of allowing things to unfold, has prepared me to step into this next season with coolness and calmness that maybe I didn't have in the past. It's really allowed me to take a step back, and not by not doing any action or not taking any steps, but in a way that has intentionally slowed me down, things out of my control that have slowed me down. And all I could do at that time was literally just give it to God and surrender. And now that that's put into practice, when I do feel like I have things I need to do, when I do feel like there's, holdups, and whether or not it's in my control, I just have this peace about it where I'm like, all the pieces are perfect. Everything is perfectly falling in place. God has a plan. I have my humanly plan, which is just so small compared to all of the beauty that God can do, all the beauty that God is capable of. And today I listened to a podcast, or it was rather a message from a pastor, Mike Todd, where he was talking about, as long as you have faith as big as a mustard seed, you can literally move mountains. And the whole talk had to do with just this tiny little mustard seed, and how this whole entire world was created by faith. All of it was through faith. God created this so intelligently through faith. And so that is the message that I'm keeping with myself and sticking with during the season of, things moving forward, me having a little bit more excitement now. I can easily get a little wound up about it all and start overthinking and start wondering, and maybe even lead to a place where I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore. Because that's how we get when we get so wound up about something or excited about something. Sometimes you get in your own way, and then you end up putting your hands up in the air. And I refuse to do that. And so I'm just thinking of my little mustard seed of faith and how much faith I need for this process every single day over and over again, to continue to let go and let God show me what my family needs, what kind of midwifery program will best fit me, where to lead this new company, and what to do about everything, what to do about it all, and what not to do. Where do I just not do anything? And so utilizing this patience, utilizing my little mustard seed of faith, I am just so grateful and so excited for this experience, and it just feels right on time. So I hope that this little share today gave you some sort of light, hope, and I know that in the past, I've really enjoyed your messages after you've listened to something that I've put up, and if anything has resonated with you or anything that you have taken from this, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear where you're at with this process if you are also walking through, your next decisions with birth work and midwifery. So please feel free to reach out to me, of course. And thank you guys so much for being here and listening. And I wish you all a beautiful day ahead. Talk to you soon.